The man just said, have you both been having sex? I said, thank God. Finally, I said, thank God.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Love Life podcast brought to you by Love Passions and Wholeness. So, today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
So, it's actually a question. Should I pop a question?
Feel free.
Okay, so the question says who likes sex more, men or women?
like somebody said, concrete, concrete.
Okay. Men, do they like sex more? Or is it the women that love sex more? What do you have to say about that?
Okay, very wonderful and interesting topic. And the truth is, if the right quarters, if the right people who are supposed to talk about it don't talk about it, it would be taught wrongly. So many times when people hear the word sex, they think it is a forbidden topic that shouldn't be discussed in society. Meanwhile, everybody who is is on earth because there was sexual intercourse between their parents. You know, I've said it several times. I don't believe in the word bastard, even though the man may not take responsibility, for the child.
Oh.
Everybody on the earth, after Adam and Eve, are products of sex. You understand? And the truth is this: procreation is only one of the reasons why people have sex. Imagine if every sexual intercourse should lead to children.
Oh my God.
Just imagine what the population of the world will be. Do you understand? So procreation, that is giving birth, is only one. It's just a part of it. In fact, there are more reasons for having sex beyond procreation. People have, sex for other reasons more than procreation. So if we shy away from these things, we are not being truthful to ourselves. Now, back to your back to your question of who loves sex more. Is it men or women? I think it depends. It depends because looking at it statistically, more men like sex more than women. So if you put 100 men in a room, I mean, I've done this sampling a couple of times, right? So if you put 100 men in a room and then 100 women in the same room, and then you try to vote and you ask them who loves sex more, you will find out that there will be more men responding in the affirmative than women.
Usually,
Yes.
it's usually more men who like sex more than we women.
Yes, exactly. But it doesn't now mean that there's anything wrong with a woman liking sex more. Just there's nothing wrong with a woman liking sex more. As a matter of fact, there are many factors that contribute to who likes sex more. And one of the factors there are many factors, but one of the factors has to do with number one, the phase of life in which the couple are.
Yeah.
So there are certain seasons in a man's life where his demand for sex will be more.
The same way there are certain
seasons in the life of a woman where she would request for sex more. I remember when my wife was pregnant of our first child. It was funny. For the first 3 months, I don't know, maybe because it was her first time getting pregnant. For the first 3 months, her body was like a no-go area. It was as if, the baby does not want to see my something. And the truth is this: where the baby is well protected from the sex instrument of the man. No matter how long or big a man's penis is,
It can't
it
get
can't
to
get
where
to
the
where
child
the
is in
child
the
is.
womb.
It is important. It can't get there. But I don't know whether it is being overprotective of our baby or because it's our first time. My wife said that no. So it was painful, but something happened. All right, thank you, Lord. Something happened. I will never forget. We wait for antenatal. By the way, men, I would recommend that you support your wife as much as possible when she's
It
pregnant.
helps.
It helps a lot. In fact, when you go for antenatal, there's a lot you will learn as a man. You think you know a lot, but if you go to a good hospital during those antenatal lectures, you will learn a lot. So on one of those days, when we went for antenatal at the hospital, it was around the third month, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had just, finished the first trimester. We were just in the early phases of the second trimester of my wife's pregnancy. And the nurses had finished the lecture. So there are two phases of the antenatal sessions. The first phase is where the matrons, the very senior nurses, come to lecture us. And then the second phase is after the general lecture. Then you have, yes, you have a specialized session with a consultant gynecologist and obstetrician. Yes. So it was after the general session, and then we went in to see the consultant gynecologist and obstetrician. So he was just doing some follow up. He was asking questions, and all of a sudden, it's as if God saw my heart and put my desire in the mouth of the consultant. The man just said, um, have you both been having sex? I said, thank God. Finally, I said, thank God. I spoke with passion. The man already knew
What was
what was going on. So the man was like, so you've not been having sex? The next question the man asked me, he said, sir, are there coppers in your area? So for those of you who
that
don't,
man?
so for those of you who are not Nigerians or who don't live in Nigeria, so what the man was asking about is this. It's not copper wire, all right? So there's something called the National Youth Service Corps in Nigeria, where every graduate is required to serve the nation for 1 year before they continue with their career journeys. So the way it's done is that people are posted to different towns, cities, and all of that. So the doctor was asking if there are female corps members, this youth service personnel in my area, because he expects that if my wife is not giving it to me, I should find someone who is educated enough, who is not fully resident, so that in case anything happens when she's gone, the the relationship between us has ended. It's just for that short period so that she can oil my engine and service my sexual desires. So I didn't know where he was driving at when he asked me that question. He said, are there core members?
He also asked me the same question.
Yes.
Like, do you want core
I'm
members?
coming now. So he asked me, he said, are there core members in your area? Are there coppers in your area? I said, yes. So why do you ask? He now faced my wife. Then I said, do you want coppers to take over your duty from your husband? My wife said, no, 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 no. And from that day, thank you, Lord, she repented. And then I began to fire down. So there are times when
Oh my God.
there are times when don't be sad. There are times when the demands from the man for sex will be more. And then there are times when the demand for sex from the woman will be more.
During that pregnancy period, when I entered into the last trimester,
Yes.
I was the one that was now demanding for more almost every day.
And I was available.
Always every day. So
Oh.
that season, that's the
Yes.
season we can say, okay, some women they request for sex more.
And beyond pregnancy, statistics also show that when women are approaching their menopause age, they tend to crave for sex more. So, and it differs from body to body. Do you get it now? So, people's sex drive levels, people's libido levels differ.
Yeah.
So what I would just say to you is this: sex is a licensed activity that should have no restriction in marriage.
Yeah. In marriage.
In marriage. So the question shouldn't be who likes sex more. The question should be, would you be available for your partner? because the tables will always turn. Do you understand? Don't insult your partner when you find the person craving sex more and more, especially women. Please don't deny your husband. And then, because a time is coming when the tables will turn. The tables will turn.
You know, during there's a part of our we women cycle where we crave for sex, but it's usually during the ovulation period. We start craving for sex like sex mania.
It will hold you like something else.
Like sex mania. You will see, there is no woman that goes through that ovulation period that would not crave for sex. It is just like as if God wired us to be like, we would crave for it, like we are craving for.
I remember one day, a few days to it was a particular month, a few days to my wife's ovulation day, I had already asked her for sex, and she reluctantly says, "Oh yeah, come, let's do." So we did. We did, though, we did. But when the thing is chicken, it's different. So that one we did it. But
that one is sharp.
It was a sharp. It wasn't sharp. So on this particular day, I was sleeping. It was midnight. I was sleeping. I just felt a hand inside my body. I was wondering. I was like, and I prayed before sleeping, so I know that no evil can befall me. I just felt somebody touching me. I was still trying to open my eyes. Whether the next thing I'll see that the hand had gone to my inner chamber. And from there, things went on, and it was marvelous. By the time I now did some calculation, I now realized that,
Madam, they ovulate.
Do you understand? I now realized that, it is the forces that are at work, but it should be told that I enjoyed it. I can never forget it. It's still in my memory as to it was yesterday. So women, listen, when you are doing like all power belongs to you.
You're wearing cloth like soldier.
Some women they wear pants, they wear boxers, they will now wear pump shorts, they will now wear trousers, jeans, then they will now wear pajamas on top of it. Why? Even access to God is not that hard. It's not fair. It's not fair. So in denying your husband, you are reprogramming his mind to deny you unconsciously. And let me tell you the truth, when the forces that steer women to crave for sex, when they land, rejection is like a death sentence.
Yes.
Do you understand? Now, while men may not have that particular, season as it were on a monthly basis for men, as it is with women, let me tell you, no man likes to be rejected. That's the truth. No man likes to be rejected when it comes to sex. In fact, men see their woman giving them sex as a sign of respect, as a sign of commitment. When you consistently give your husband excuses as to why you cannot have sex with him, you are likely to send a signal of you experiencing an alternative
out there.
Yes, so, and it may not be true. It could just be that. You are tired, or you are stressed out.
But if something like that comes up, it's better to just communicate it lovingly.
Yes.
And not just say no. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing. I'm not interested.
Exactly.
I'm not in the mood. Rather, just say, babe, I've been stressed out since morning. And don't just say, let's, that's what we do. I might be very tired, and I can just do a lot of house chores maybe that day, and then just like, babe, I'm tired. Can we make it? So we just fix maybe.
Exactly.
Can we make it later?
You would even heighten the
something like that.
You would heighten the
rather instead of just saying no, I'm not interested. Some women they would turn it to serious fight though. Like I said, I'm not interested. You're touching me something. It doesn't work like that. It is not nice.
I think another thing we need to understand is the change in ownership of our bodies when you get married. There are times when I just want to be touchy, and then my wife will be like,
"What? Always touchy." Men are always touch.
Sometimes I just want to, just explore the good.
We women cannot pass in front of them like this without them touching
just
or grabbing.
table tennis. And the honest truth is this: it's deep down, women may do like, what is it? But they like it. Any woman that is your wife and is acting somehow when you touch her body, there is a problem. Don't overlook it. Have a conversation. Have a conversation about why she's reacting negatively to your advances towards her. She get it now. So, like I was saying, there's a change in ownership to our bodies when we get married. As a woman, your husband now owns your body when you get married.
Yeah.
And as a man, your wife now owns your body when you're married. So both of you become one. And you should know that anything you do to your wife negatively, you are doing it to yourself. So you shouldn't see sex and bodily exploration as a means of satisfying your cravings. No, you are out for the other person.
Because truth be told, if a woman is tired and you want to force her to have sex at that time, as a man, you won't really get the best of her.
Yes.
That's the fact.
Some people can just
like log of food.
Yeah.
You won't really, and she herself won't really enjoy it. But because she does, just like maybe she doesn't want issues, she's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Just do and just be, you'll be satisfied.
Yes.
But she won't be satisfied. And even you that she wants to satisfy, we won't really get the best out of that love making at that time. So instead, just have a loving conversation, like we said earlier.
Why not wait till you get the best than just getting anything?
And instead, because some men, they don't used to hear that I'm tired. They don't even like hearing it. So the woman might be tired. In fact, she won't even bother saying it. She'll just say, okay. Then the man will just do what they want to do. And then, at that time, that is not like, it's not love making anymore. Exactly. It's just like, it's just an activity. There's no bonding. No. There are many times when we finish and then we are both like, and then we even say, we even give ourselves high five. And
that was another.
So it's just to make the whole process very interesting and beautiful. The bonding would be bond would be stronger.
There's no taboo in it, provided it's done within the confines of marriage. Yeah. So it can just please God that it could be the wife in a season that likes it. It shouldn't be like that forever. It might there'll be times where it will be the man who likes it more. And then there will be times when it is the woman who likes it more. You know what you sow, you would reap. What you sow, you would reap. So if you sow satisfaction of your partner's cravings, you would reap satisfaction of your own cravings. Yeah. So it's not about who likes sex more. It's about us availing ourselves.
Yeah, being available
for our partner. I hope you really, really enjoyed this. And then let me also say this. In LPW, that's Love, Passions, and Owners, one of the things we do in our personality history questionnaire is to find out people's orientation about sex.
Yeah, there are some people that their orientation is from home. They don't. I don't know.
So it could be that sex was neither discussed or was painted terrible to you.
And some people, it could be what they've gone through.
Exactly, past traumas.
Yes. That were sexually
harassed and all of that. Yes. So let me quickly say this. Your orientation about sex matters a lot. If you find yourself heading towards marriage or you're already in marriage and you have an unhealthy perception about sex, please seek help. Contact a professional counselor. If you don't know one, Love, Passions, and Wellness is one. Just send us a message on Instagram. Just go to Love, Passion, and Wellness on Instagram and then send a DM. Our WhatsApp numbers are there. You can contact us or visit our website, www.lovepassions.andwellness.com. All right. You'll see a form that you can fill there and it would help you. Sex was not created to be endured. It was created to be enjoyed. Sex was not created to be disdained. It was created to be embraced. Do you get it now? So if you find out that the sound of sex, does scares you, exactly, or irritates you, or you feel repulsive towards sex, please seek help. Do you understand? There is nothing wrong in liking sex so much. In fact, when you get married, it is simply saying you are released into a lifetime of sex. I remember a protege of mine who went for her grandfather's burial. I will never forget. I mean, she told me this thing about 14 years ago, and it's still ringing in my head like she said it to me yesterday. You know, a protege of mine went for her grandfather's burial. And the widow of her grandfather, who happens to be her grandmother, was just crying. Was just crying during the funeral. Was just crying, and people thought that the woman was crying because she has just lost her husband, or because the man was old when he died.
Very old.
Very old. Don't you want the man to go at, no matter how long we live on this earth, even Methuselah still went one age. Do you understand? Exactly. So the woman was just crying and crying and crying. So then, okay, Mama, that is, Mama, why are you crying? And Mama said, go for that was in Yoruba. Let me say it in English. It simply means that my husband never deprived me of good sex for once.
Wow.
Oh, what a testimony. Because think about it. As friends, as besties, as singles, as couples in a courting relationship, look, the only difference between who we were before we got married and who we after we get married is sex. That's the only difference. Is it keeping secrets? I can keep secrets with anybody that is not my wife. In fact, before we get married, we can keep secrets with each other.
Yeah.
Is it being there for each other? We can be there for each other. Is it living in the same house? I had flatmates at some point in my life. Do you get it now? There was a time I had roommates. So anything and everything can happen between people before marriage outside of sex. But you see, sex is the main thing that makes marriage special. Anybody can pay your children's school fees.
Yeah.
People enjoy scholarship.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Do you understand? Anybody can pay your house rent. Anybody can, buy you a car. Anybody can do other things for you. But you see, that sex, it is
Nobody
nobody's supposed to do sex for you, actually. That is the yes, you do sex between yourselves with your partner. You understand? So that sex is the dividing line between being single and being married. Yes. So if you cross into marriage, and that thing that makes marriage, which is sex, it is what consummates a marriage. And if you cross from being single into being married, and your understanding, your perception, your embrace of sex is not good enough, then that needs to be solved. It's a problem, a major problem that needs to be solved, because sex is one of the major reasons why couples divorce.
Yeah.
Inadequate sex, or sex that is not satisfactory. Yeah. You understand? And all of those things. We've seen these cases over and over. Sex starvation and all of that. Do you get it now? Or restriction. Restriction. Okay, in sex. I don't want to explore this. I want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I want only this.
Only missionary.
I don't want any.
Why? Yeah.
I don't want any other.
See, listen. Good. A child of the person who makes sex, and you want to do like sex is a taboo. Please don't do that to yourself. All right. Sex is meant to be enjoyed and not to be endured. Seek help.
No restriction.
Yes. Provided the other party is not hurt. All right. Seek professional help. And we wish you all the best in your marital journey. We hope you've enjoyed this.
And if you have questions or comments about this topic, please feel free to write in the comment section.
Drop it in the comment section. Or if there is any topic or any question you want us to specially address, write in the comment section, or you can send us an email at lovepassionsandwholeness@gmail.com. lovepassionsandwholeness@gmail.com. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, put on the notification button, and share with others. Till we come your way again. This is Love, Passions, and Wholeness. Say bye.